The good news is people with disabilities are in the fabric and life of our communities, and they can and should be involved even more. The bad news is that every now and then, at least in the past and hopefully not so much in the future, the F words keep coming up. And those are food, filth, folding, fetching, and flowers. There's a category of assignment that sometimes people with disabilities are plugged into, and we can expand upon that. Another thing I actually didn't know was that there's a great legal history here that has to do with disability, people with disability, and our legal system. The freedom from involuntary servitude, the right of education, the right to treatment. The point of it turns out to be it's a wonderful legal system. And you'll see we tip from analysts to advocates on these issues. One thing we can and should do is to use our legal system. I have to say, one of the things I didn't know was I didn't know that there was a sub-minimum wage concept for people with disabilities. That was new to me in the last couple, 3 years. It was. I've learned about it. It's been interesting to learn about the FLSA and the special minimum wages and what the percentages are, whether it's 50% or 40% based on ability or productivity. But in connection with the sub-minimum wage, I also didn't know that it was not only an opportunity to hire people with disabilities where they might not otherwise have an opportunity, but it was also an opportunity for exploitation. It's an unintended consequence, perhaps, of a great idea. And that was something I didn't know along the way, nor did I know about the different and sometimes conflicting or at least incomplete definitions of disability. If it turns out that you look at the ADA or the Rehabilitation Act or Social Security or Medicaid or the various judicial decisions, there are different definitions of disability, and it's hard to coordinate them. Nor did I know about the Real Work, Real Wages, Real Environment initiative. Great idea. Scandinavian roots, it turns out, which I'm actually kind of proud of. And a good set of roots with HHH Hubert Humphrey as well, who plugged in, just one little plug into one of the acts prohibited discrimination based on disability. Nor did I know, and today this is happening, nor did I know that disability was a matter of national sovereignty and international security. So if you look at the New York Times today, you'll see a report that the Senate is considering voting on a United Nations convention that prohibits discrimination against people with disability. So check the news. I didn't know that this was an international incident. And it comes in the context of the United States being a global leader in the protection and the working with people with disabilities. Nor did I know what the different opportunities were for involvement. And that's the good news for me and for many, many others. So whether it's integrated employment or whether it's working with organizations, the Disability Law Center is a wonderful, wonderful place to hook up with. There's lots of opportunities.